Hello, my name is Veronica Mayelandululoko. I'm from 12 Natural Science 3. Here, I will bring my specific work. Number 1. Title. The village community developer group viewpoints the government's policy of healthcare protocol. The reasons the others took the title because the others observed every sculpting village activity. There was observing the government's advice. There was also not those who were incanting the suggestion of health protocol. Number 2. Background. Lately, the coronavirus outbreak has been in various countries. It can be said that it is also worldwide. One of them is Indonesia. With the virus, the government, together with the task force team, made a policy on the extension of health protocol because the world help to public to prevent contracting the disease or common only now as the COVID-19 disease. COVID-19 is a disease caused by a new type of coronavirus, namely SARS-CoV-2, which attracts the respiratory tracts and was first discovered in the of 2019. The symptoms, the areas if you have been exposed to this virus actually start from mild symptoms. After after that, the symptoms can improve or worsen depending on the state of can vary. So we need to know what the early symptoms may occur in the disease to insurance or lengthens. Generally, there are their symptoms of exposure to this disease, namely fever, dry cough, and shortness of breath. To deal with the COVID-19 situation, the government implements a health protocol policy which consists of washing hands, using soap before and after doing activities, maintaining distance, having to use a mask when outside the home, eating healthy food, avoiding crowds, and getting enough rest for at least 7 hours a day. Number 3. Research purpose. The purpose of this study was to find out how the Mangirda village community responded to government policies regarding health protocol and what obstacles were experienced by the community in implementing health protocols. Number 4. Research questions. The first, how do people think about government's policies regarding health protocols? Is the community reason about implementing the health protocol recommended by the government? What obstacles did the community experience so that his health protocol did not run smoothly? Number 5. Literature review. In general, coronavirus is a rare family of virus that cause mild to moderate respiratory infection such as the first flu. According to www.chemcast.go.id, coronavirus is a collection of viruses that can infect the respiratory system. street according to www.sehatku.com. Coronavirus is a group virus that causes various virus types of disease ranging from cold to more severe illness. Here also the others describes the characteristic of people exposed to the coronavirus, such as shortness of breath, fever, mild cold, chills and pain all over the body, sudden confusion, digestive problems, pink eyes, loss of smell and faster fatigue and plain headache, short and nasal congestion. The WHO reports also found that nearly of the 6,000 COVID-19. The WHO reports also found that nearly 14% of the 6,000 COVID-19 cases in China had symptoms of headache and sore throat, while nearly 5% had nasal congestion. The best way to prevent transmission of the coronavirus is to wash your head regularly and thoroughly with soap and water, or if in a emergency, with a liquid that contains at least alcohol. According to who is you cough and sneeze, use a tissue to cover your mouth and nose. Don't touch your face with unwashed hand and avoiding close contact with injured people. It is important to use a non-medical mask when leaving the house and to maintain a distance of at least 1 meter. Government policy. Before discussing government policies, we need to know in advice about policies are defined as a series of concepts and principles that form the outline and basic of plans for implementing leadership work on how to act statements of ideas, goals, principles, and guidelines for management in an effort to achieve goals. Broadly speaking, government policy is essentially a policy sum for the public in the broadest sense, either differently or indecently, which is reflected in various dimensions of political life. According to Nugroho, there are two characteristics of government politics, namely first, government politics is something that is essay to be understood because the meaning is these things that are done to achieve national goals. Second, government policy is something that is essentially measured because the measure is clear, namely the extent to which progress has been taken to achieve the goals. According to goal as weighted by Tanklisan state that government policy is a number of government activities to solve problems in society, either directly or through various institutions that affect people's lives. Based on this expert opinion, it can be concluded that governments, which is went towards specific goal in order to solve government problem or in the interest of the governments. The people to do the politic to do something is actually contained in profession or laws and regulation made by the government so that it has a building and compelling nature. Community response. Before we know what the public response is, first we discuss what is the response itself. The response comes from the word respond, which means a reply or response, reason, and an answer. In a Laird Dictionary of Science, it is stated that the response is a metabolic physical reaction to a stimulus. Some are automatic, such as reflection and direct emotional reaction. Some are controlled. Men will, according to Ahmad Subandi, the response with the time feedback has a major role or influence in determining whether or not a communication is good or not, with the response delivered by the subject or printing or from communication to errors in a process duo and communication. In general, the response is a reflection or message of what we have observed and recognized. As long as the response are in the subconscious, then it is called latent response, while the answers are called actual response. Here we also need to know what society is in general. Society is a group of people who are closely interviewed because of a certain system of traditional. Men will, according to Ahmad Subandi, the response with the team feedback is a major role or influence in determining whether or not a communication is good or not, with the response delivered by the object of prefacing to the subject of the communication will minimize errors in a process duo and communication. So, it can be concluded that the public response is a response or implementation that is observed by a group of people or a group of cultures in order to do or obey with what has been ordered. Number 6. Collection method. Method of interview and method of observation. Number 7. Discussion 1. How do you people think about government's policies regarding health protocol? In the mindset of the COVID-19 pandemic, the government is currently making policies regarding health protocols, which consist of washing hands using soap, keeping a distance, and wearing masks. The public believes what the government has done regarding health is correct. The people who argued that the government done by the government is good. It should be a firm or sanctionary guarantee to the non that still violates the polity so that there is a more effect. Other people's opinions do not governments have not implemented it well. The government has given polity on the health protocol, but they have not implemented it well. They just ask the public to obey the rulers, but they do not monitor. Furthermore, whether the community is to obey it or not. Thus is truth is can be concluded that the public opinion regarding this health protocol policy is the same is that some people think that what has been done by the government regarding the health protocol is good. But here the community emphasizes this health protocol property and also the government must impose sanction on individualists who do not comply with policies regarding health protocols. By implementing this health protocol can prevent exposure to this very dangerous virus, namely COVID-19. 2. Are people serious about implementing government's recommended health protocol? The community's response include really understanding and obeying the health protocol rules issued by the authorities even when they are outside the home. Understand, however, because of various things to have been out of the house by breaking the health protocol. Do not want to understand and invite people or follow what he believes about COVID-19 and health protocols. Responding to policies regarding the handling of COVID-19 by linking it to political issues and actually his attitude is not accordance with health protocol and government policies, and very confident in what principles are in God's hands so that there is no change in before in daily life. So here, the response of the village community is reading in response to this is indeed very diverse. Some are absolutely certain and obey health protocol, and the governments also understand. But for economy reason, they have to work outdoors to raise fields for the sake of survival. 3. What obstacles are experienced by the community so that the policy of health protocol do not do smoothly? Cause the economic factor, of job factor, and social factor. In addition to the factor other got author got other obstacles like 1. Core community averse to averse core community averse to the competition has been imposed by the government to prevent the extinct dispersion of COVID-19 through to adapting new habitat against new policy that has not been optimal or not inspired is used. There are cut-out-bone habitats by using masks and avoid crowds. Number 8. Clon- Conclusion. Based on the problems and results, it can be concluded that the government must refine the health protocol. If necessary, government must impose sanctions. Obeying government policies regarding health protocol can help us avoid virus very dangerous for everyone. The virus is called COVID-19, but the people of Mengerga village have not been serious in carrying out government policies regarding best health protocol. This is because there are outselling that affect local residents. Here, we can also find out how we know symptoms that are yet if someone has been exposed to the COVID-19 virus. As for how to prevent contracting this disease, for explaining by wearing a mask when outside the home. Number 9. Suggestion. Here that author suggests that everyone who does activities to use a mask to the wide evidence it can prevent exposure to the COVID-19 virus. That's all and thank you.